YouTube family, what's good? It's your boy Enrico the Barber, and today we are back with yet another video. So in today's video we are doing the drop skin fade major transformation. I'll definitely put a picture up somewhere on the screen of what my client's hair look like. So last year, before we actually decided to go this short, he always used to rock the high taper, as you can see. He wanted to go for the low fade, but I suggested that the drop fade would actually look much better. I took his head shape into consideration and all those type of things. Say shout out to everybody that has been supporting the channel. I really appreciate all the love and support. It really helps boost my confidence and helps me to push that much harder to keep creating the content. So the channel is almost at 300 subscribers. Once we reach 300 subscribers, I will be doing a clipper giveaway. So whether you are an aspiring barber or you would just like to have an extra set of clippers, or if you would like to gift your own barber a set of clippers, I will be doing a giveaway at 300 subscribers. So please go ahead and tell your friends and tell your friends that they must check out the channel, and if they are in need of a clipper, this could be their lucky day. If you are new to the channel, please go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Definitely hit the notification bell, and most importantly, interact with me. Let me know how you feel about the content in the comment section. It's your boy Enrico the Barber. Let's go ahead and check out today's tutorial. Guys, let's go ahead and jump straight into today's tutorial. As you can see, we are doing the drop skin fade major transformation. So first things first, with every haircut we start off by combing the hair out, and because my client will be cutting his hair short, I'm gonna make sure I grab an afro comb, get down to his scalp, make sure I loosen all the coils. So I'm starting off with my Wahl magic clip, my Wahl cordless magic clip using my number 4 guard, and you'll notice me cutting in each and every direction, making sure that I get the hair on top as even as possible. So once I'm happy with the length, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and grab our Wahl Detailers, and as you can see, I'm sitting in my first guideline, and basically right behind the ear, right behind my client's ear, you can see that my guideline drops, and that's what gives you the drop fade effect. So what we'll do is we'll sit in the first guideline, and once we're happy with our guideline, we'll go ahead and we'll bolt it out completely. So if you are a usual subscriber, if you do watch each and every one of my tutorials, you'll notice that I prefer using my detailers when I do bolt my client out, because they do give me a much closer cut, and the cleaner you get the bolted out area, the better your fade looks. Makes your fade pop much more as well. Go ahead and so now I'm gonna grab my Wahl Designers. I have my number 2 guard on with my lever open, and what you'll notice me doing is, as soon as I reach the parietal ridge, what I do is as soon as I reach the top over there, what I do is I just flick out. As you can see, I'm using a C cup type of motion. So what I do is, as soon as I reach the parietal ridge, all I do is I make sure that I flick the machine out to give my haircut shape. So next off, we're gonna go ahead with no guard, lever open, and we're gonna set in our next guideline. And with this guideline, we're gonna keep it a bit tight. We're gonna set it in at about 1/2 inch. So make sure that our guideline is even on both sides as well as the back. And it's always good to go over the same guideline a few times just to make sure it is even. And now what we will do is we'll go ahead and we'll start getting rid of this guideline. So we'll start adjusting our clipper we'll start adjusting our lever, let me rather say, until we're back to our lever being closed entirely. So as you've noticed in the video, I'm going over the same area a few times, and then once I feel comfortable with the length, I go ahead and I adjust my lever, and we continuously do that until we back to our lever being entirely closed. And that way we'll get rid of the bowl bottom line over there. And so you'll follow the exact same steps at the back as well as the other side. And it's always good to take your time with this, getting rid of this first initial guideline, because this is basically the base of your haircut, and if this line isn't cleared out properly, it looks as if you left your client with a bucket line, and you don't want that. So next off, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna grab my Wahl detailer, and all I'm gonna basically do is I'm just gonna bring the detailer up to where I basically brought my previous guideline, just to make sure that there isn't any harsh lines left behind. So next off, with my Wahl Designer, we're gonna grab our number 1 guards, and with our lever open, we're gonna set in our next guideline of about 1/2 inch. And you'll notice as I'm setting this guideline in, I'm using a flick motion because I prefer using a flick motion. That way I don't leave any harsh lines, and when I need to fade the specific guideline out, it's much easier for me to do that because I didn't create harsh guidelines. So that's also a really good technique to use to prevent yourself from creating any harsh guidelines, because when you do create a harsh guideline, it takes much more time to actually work it out. And as you can see over there, I adjusted my lever closed. I closed it entirely, and all we'll do is we'll work on that bottom guide over there. We'll make sure that we're gonna soften it up nicely, and you'll notice that I'm not taking my clipper up entirely. I'm still using the flick motion, and you'll notice that the guideline immediately becomes much lighter. So next off, we're gonna grab our 0.5 guards. We'll start off with our lever open, and already you can notice how the fade is starting to come together. So we'll continuously use a flick motion. We'll work on flicking on the same guideline, and as you can see over there, once you feel comfortable with the length, you can go ahead and close your lever, and you'll use that exact same steps. So as you'll notice, we're basically using the exact same steps. The only thing that's changing is our guards, and we'll follow the exact same steps at the back as well as the other side.
Six chill, for real.
And if you are still watching the video, I just want to say shout out to you guys. I really appreciate all the love and support. And if you are new to my channel, please go ahead and smash the subscribe button. Definitely hit the notification bell. We are dropping weekly tutorials. So next off, I'm gonna move to my Wahl Magic Clip, and all I'm gonna do is I'm using my 1.5 guard, and I'm basically, as you can see, I turn my clip around. I'm going with the grain. I'm starting off with my lever open. Once I feel comfortable, I'll go ahead and close my lever. So basically that just gets rid of the bulk amount of hair, and it saves time from me using longer clips. So as you can see, what I did right there is all I did was I turned my clip around, started with my lever open. Now I have my lever closed, still using a flick motion, And as you can see, I'm also turning my clipper to make sure that I'm cutting against the grain, to make sure that I get it as smooth and as even as possible. And we'll use the exact same steps at the back as well as on the other side. And this technique also helps you give the haircut some shape. So basically you can give the haircut shape by using that specific technique. Next off, I'm gonna go ahead with my number 1 guard. I'm gonna use the exact same technique, get rid of the bulk. And once I feel comfortable with the length that I'm at, I'll go ahead and turn my clip around. And then we'll start working that line out. We'll start working that guideline out. So as you can see over here, I have my lever open, and now we're starting to blend out that guideline. And as you can see, our fade is really starting to come together very nicely. This technique is a technique I learned a while back, and it really saves time, saves a lot of time actually. And it's always good to use the corners of your clipper blades just to make sure that you get rid of all the dark spots.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Now that we're back, I picked up my Wahl Designer, and we're carrying on where we left off. So basically I still have my number 1 guard on. And now we're moving down to our 0.5 guard. I'm starting off with my lever open, and once I feel like the hair's at a comfortable length, I'll go ahead and adjust my lever. Make sure that I get rid of all the harsh guidelines. And basically all we're doing over here is we're detailing, making sure that we're getting rid of all the dark spots. If there's any guidelines that we forgot to clean up, that's what we're doing right now. Next off, we're going to focus on our client's lineup. I always set my client's lineup, before I line my client up, I put some hairspray. It really holds the hair in place, and it also helps give you a much crispier lineup. And you always know I start my lineups from the center of my client's head, and I move either to the left or the right. Guys, I'm not gonna say too much, so all I'm gonna do right now is sit back and we'll watch this lineup bring the entire haircut to life. And it's always important to take your time with lineups, because this is the most important part of the haircut. So I always make sure that I take my time, I step back, I look at the lineup from different angles, make sure that I get it as straight as I can and as crispy as possible. So next off, I'm gonna go ahead and put some water on my client's forehead, and then we're gonna go ahead with our straight razor, and all we're gonna basically do is clean up. So we use a straight razor because it makes the lineup much crispier, much sharper. And all I'll do is I'll basically make sure I get any hairs that are out of place, come back with my detailer just to make sure I get everything nice and crisp. Now I have my Wahl Designer. I'm just shortening my client's goatee with a number 1 guard on. And next off, I'm just gonna go ahead and line my client's beard up using the Wahl Detailers. So guys, this is what Mr. Sean looked like before we got the cut in. And this is what Mr. Sean looked like once we were done with the cut. So if you are new to my channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Definitely smash the notification bell and interact with me. Let me know how you feel about the content in the comment section. It's your boy Enrico the Barber. Until the next video, peace.